Om. Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Our humble Sashtang pranams at the holy lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev, Pujya Shri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. Thank you, Gurudev. Blessed Self Adorations. Katha Upanishad, translated into English by Pujya Gurudev. Chapter 1, Section 3, Mantra number 11. Day 36. So, in our last session, we completed mantra number 10, and the mantra number 10, Lord Yama is telling us that the subtle elements are beyond the senses. The mind is beyond the subtle elements. So, when I was studying on my own, I drew a chart. So, that helps me understand better, and maybe you can do that also if you really want to understand this process. So think of your gross physical body. That's the grossest. Because you can feel, you can touch, you can see, you feel the pain, and it is at that gross level, the heaviest. And from there, in this body, we have senses. Sense of taste, sense of smell, and we have the sense organs. So, from senses, the higher you go are the subtle elements. From the subtle elements, there comes the mind. So these are like senses. You don't see it, but you taste it, you feel it, you smell it, but you don't see it. Subtle elements, you don't see it. Because of something, you are able to taste it. It's the mind, and between the mind and the sense organ, there is some link. And these are subtle elements that create that. And with the help of the mind, and from the mind it goes high up to intellect, buddhi. So from the intellect there is cosmic mind. So we always say mind, 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 but where is the mind? It's somewhere in the body, or it's somewhere outside the body. Something to think about, right? The brain is not the mind. The brain is just the intermediary that transmits the data to the sense organs and wherever it's needed to in the body, to other organs also. So from intellect to cosmic mind means Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha means that's the mind of the Lord, the bigger aspect of the mind that controls all other minds, the little minds, just like the sun and the rays of the sun. And then there is unmanifested Maya. Unmanifested Maya, it's out there but not yet. It's hidden, still not known. It hasn't sprouted. So when we say when you think something, it goes out in the universe. It might fructify today, right now. So it might fructify right now, or it might fructify today, or later today, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe in a year's time, or maybe in another birth. So that's the unmanifested Maya part of that. This thought is one part of it that is there. And from there, that from higher than unmanifested Maya is Purusha. Purusha, that is the supreme self, that supreme consciousness, the supreme limit. Beyond that, there is nothing. So that Lord, the supreme consciousness, the real one, the one and the only one, is the one that was before, is now, and will be there tomorrow when the Mahapralaya comes, the annihilation, when the whole world ends. That Purusha is still there, remains, takes everything inside, and then lets it out into another creation. So that's what mantra number 10 said. The subtle elements are beyond the senses. The mind is beyond the subtle elements. The intellect transcends the mind. Beyond the intellect, there lies the great soul in the form of the cosmic mind. And then mantra number 11, day 36. Beyond the cosmic mind, there exists Maya, the unmanifested. Beyond the unmanifested, there exists Purusha, or Brahman, that we call the supreme self also. Beyond the Purusha, there is nothing. This Purusha is the supreme limit. This Purusha indeed is the highest goal. When we say liberation, this is where we liberate into nothingness. That Purusha that will be there forever. No matter there is Mahapralaya or inhalation, once you merge into that Supreme Self, you remain with the Supreme Self. There is no difference. There is no no one can distinguish between the Purusha and the individual soul, because there is no more individuality. Just like the river that merges into the ocean, becomes the ocean. No one can recognize or say for a moment, maybe when the journey is continuing, then it's like that when the water merges into the ocean at the tributary. Then the color of the water may be different, but as soon as it merges, goes deeper inside, no difference, becomes one. So continuing mantra number 11, By undertaking the process of internalization, one attains liberation. Externalization is a process of worldly bondage and entanglement. Therefore, it is important to know what is greater and higher, by the knowledge of which the lesser in one's personality can be effectively controlled, disciplined, and cultured. This mantra gives abundant insight on the path of a spiritual seeker. So let's see what's that. An aspirant should not exhaust all his energy in battling against his senses. I'll read this again. An aspirant should not exhaust all his energy in battling against his senses. While practicing the withdrawal of his senses, he must adopt the art of culturing his mind by good association. Good association is satsanga. I hope you all will note this down. While you are battling to perfect yourself, means to give up your sense, while you are battling to get your mind in control, to be able to withdraw your senses, anything, eating or any type of sense pleasure. While you are battling to withdraw these senses, what one must do is adapt the art of culturing the mind. So it's controlling your mind, taming your mind, because everything, it starts from the mind. It's the mind that wants it, and from there it comes down to sense level. But higher than mind is intellect. So you have to control your intellect first. Tame down your intellect, like the reins of the horses is the mind. Mind represents the reins, or the reins represent the mind, and then higher than that is intellect. So you have to tame down your intellect, comes down to mind, mind to senses. And here Gurudev is saying culture your mind by good association, by satsanga, listening to scriptures, concentration, meditation, and spiritual reflection. By elevating his mind, he will be able to control and discipline his senses automatically. So the deeper you go into spirituality, controlling your mind through the intellect, the buddhi, so all these can be achieved or attained with the help of satsanga, which is good association, listening to scriptures and concentrating on good things, meditation, and spiritual reflection, like inquiry into spiritual reflection. Like inquire, just say, okay, what should I do? How should I do? How will it help me? Without doubting things. So learn and then apply. Bring practicality. And we all are human beings. Little by little, you will get stronger and stronger. And then, without struggle, these senses will be automatically disciplined. So similarly, he should not exhaust himself in subduing the desires of his mind. So he must develop subtle reason by the study of the philosophy of Upanishads. He should sharpen his intellect by Vedantic inquiry into who am I, and service of his spiritual preceptor. That means serve your guru, do spiritual inquiry of who am I. And the second part is, why did I come to this earth? Why was I born in human embodiment? And another question is, where am I going? Okay, who am I? Where did I come from? Why did I get this human embodiment? What am I doing? And then, where am I going? So it's like, what's the next step? What is the requirement? Why was I born? So many questions, and these are called Vedantic inquiry. So when the intellect is rendered subtle, he will control his mind and senses most effectively. When you have good buddhi, sharp intellect. However, the intellect cannot be controlled if it continues to operate under the pressure of egoistic desires. So there you go, another step. Okay, so how do I clean up my intellect? How do I tame my intellect? So long as you have ego, so long as you have egoistic desires, worldly desires, and how do you know which one is worldly desire? The one that is temporary, it's there for a moment, then it goes away. The one you want to attain momentarily, something that you want to attain and then you know it will not go with you. So all these little amounts are, yes, good, it's needed, but the word here is egoistic. Okay, I have this, I have that, I have this much jewelry, I have this many clothes, I have this many bank accounts, I have this. So all these worldly things, countless number of things. So all these are egoistic desires. One, you do need food, you do need shelter, you do need clothing, you do need medicine, you do need to do all these things. But the question is, how much? Where is the limit? So these are the things that helps to reduce the pressure of egoistic desires if you tame your mind and say this is enough. So by mere intellectual effort, one cannot understand the miseries or mysteries of life. Intellectual knowledge is limited. It is a means to an end. So after intellectual there is intuitive. So intellectual is limited, then and it is a means to an end. Therefore, an aspirant must awaken that spiritual faith that transcends reason. He must allow this faith. So, too much of finding out reason. Why? Why, when, where, www. The Google that you start searching why. So he must allow this faith to bloom into intuitive intellect through devotion, surrender, and deep meditation. So intellectual is limited. It is there momentarily, but then the ego can very easily take over. But once you have that intuitive intellect, full of devotion, full of surrender, full of meditation, that guidance is totally different from limited or intellectual knowledge. So in spirituality, the aspirant has so much faith that it transcends the reasoning part, because there's so much faith in God. When the light of intuition begins to shine through the mist of cosmic illusion, the intellect becomes effectively controlled. So when you are able to control the intellect, that means your intuition is working. Along with the intellect, the mind and senses are also controlled. Intuitive vision controls the intellect. The intellect controls the mind controls the senses, and thus the chariot of human personality is led on the path of virtue to the goal of self-realization. So even this one you can make a chart. So as intuitive intellect blooms to its perfection, the veil of Maya is removed, the illusion is removed, and the soul realizes its identity with the divine self. So that the veil in between that hides the soul, hides the self, that veil which is in between the jiva and the soul, that veil is torn. It tears off, and there is so much clarity. That veil is the Maya, and then the intuitive intellect starts blooming. The revelation of the true nature of the self is the secret source of all disciplines and cultural advancements in human personality as well as in the world. Therefore, all educational and cultural methods should not confine their attention to the world of senses alone. They must seek the higher and still higher levels of existence in human personality until the self is realized. That divine self, which is the goal of the journey of life, is described in the following mantras. So the goal of the divine self, which is the goal of the journey of this life, is described in the following mantras, which is mantra number 12, which says, "This self abiding in all beings is hidden due to Maya, the illusory world, the illusions. Therefore, it does not shine forth. However, those who are endowed with subtle comprehension perceive this self with their subtle intellects." So we will continue with mantra number 12 in our next session. So now we have come to know about one more term, which is Maya. You already knew about it, but that's the Maya that keeps the self away from shining. That Maya brings in the illusory veil there in between. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us pray for all beings. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinam Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमया। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Divine love, light, peace, prosperity, healing, bliss, blessings to each one of you and your near and dear ones. This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Brahma Arpanamastu. Om Karcharnakritam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravananayanajam va Manasam va Paradham Vitam Vitam va Sarvametakshmasva जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महाशक्ति महादेव शंभो। ॐ समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।